There is a gacha that has taken over by storm. So many people in the gacha space are being bombarded by posts about hot 3D men on their Twitter timelines when they quite simply did not ask for it. The tides are turning and the world is realizing that hot men can in fact sell and sell well. So what on earth is going on? Like, why is there a Guna girly uprising? Is this gacha game actually any good? Why is it making so much money? We'll cover all of that in this video. Hey, I see you're coming back to my videos for the top tier Guna content and you are not subscribed. What are you doing? Like, just do it right now. Let me just put this simply, okay? Love and Deepspace is the Genshin Impact of otome gacha games. That's right, it's a romance ARPG. An action RPG where the main theme of the game is to romance your favorite 3D fictional man. It's the first of its kind, and oh boy do they tick an awful lot of boxes. The main story plays like a visual novel with engaging 3D models and incredible cutscenes that can leave you breathless and on the floor suffering from heat stroke. Like, I'm serious, like some of these cutscenes had me breathless. Amongst the story, there are also battles you undertake by partnering with your favorite man who will assist you in combat. It's actually so funny, like most people that I know who haven't played before haven't even realized that there's a combat system to this game. But there's even a mode equivalent to like Simulated Universe and Memory of Chaos or Spiral Abyss. Like people are like, this game has combat, like for real? And I'm like, yeah, it exists. And the best thing about it, it has an auto feature. So you could just sit back and let it do its thing if that's more to your taste. Like Genshin could literally never. I'ma be real, okay? The combat itself is, well, it's fine. It's nothing revolutionary, and it's probably not the reason you will pick up the game to play. But it is surprisingly smooth and has a level of depth to be explored. The characters have rotations that you can piece together to maximize your output, but like with all gacha, you're mainly limited by leveling and materials rather than skill. So there must be a boatload of hot dudes in this game, right? Like, how else would they make so much money? Well, here's one of the top reasons why Love and Deepspace does gacha right. The game launched way back in January and only has 4 dudes in its roster, and one of those was only added a few weeks ago. So if you're not pulling for characters, what is it that you do wish for? In battle, you could equip your smexy companion dude with up to 6 cards called memories. These cards are what you wish for, and you can get 3, 4, and 5-star variants. Each of these cards comes with a Stellacrum. Think of it like elements in Genshin or paths in Honkai Star Rail. In every fight, you equip 2 solar cards and 4 lunar ones. If you equip 2 solar cards from the same pair, you unlock a 5-star variant of that character. So, by doing it this way, you could have a limited cast of characters, but a load of different 5-star variations for them. Along with being able to unlock 5-star variant characters, each of these 5-star cards comes with its own story to explore, and steamy interactive cutscenes with your favorite man. These stories average 20 minutes, so they have a decent length to them. Yep, this is exactly what you've been seeing all over your Twitter feed. Honestly, a lot of people pull the cards just to have these scenes on demand. I mean, they are full on steam-powered read between the lines hotness. Like, there's also a kindled mode where you can skip right to the interactive cutscene itself. I'm just gonna be so real, this is the kind of like cutscenes or interactive scenes that have your like feet kicking in the air and have you giggling and like squealing. Like, this stuff is just insane. Like, it's insane, and we can't help but share it. There's something about us when we feel the innate need to share all this stuff with the whole universe. It's important to note that this is not an 18+ game. There is never anything actually shown that's explicit, but it's heavily implied. Also, side note, this game is rated 12 plus in the App Store, which is kind of insane, but there we go. By having a limited roster of characters and the whole game being centered around relationship, lore, and the connection between the guys and the MC, who is a female MC, by the way, like there's no choosing a gender in this game, you end up spending more time deepening that good old parasocial relationship with these fictional 3D men. The more you have a favorite, the more likely you are to want to pull on every single banner that has a card for your guy, and the more you pull, the more features you end up unlocking. This brings me to the gacha system. I gotta be real, this is probably one of the most insane gacha pulling systems I have ever come across, and probably one of the few ones where they will straight up drop 4 different 5 stars at once, and you can't even guarantee the one card you want unless you make 200 pulls. That's right, in the newest banner you can select 3 out of the 4 available 5 stars, and there's a 75% chance one of them will drop. So if you're wondering how it's making so much money from a more limited audience, it's because of this. People are happy to be pulling and spending like crazy to try and guarantee the cards for their faves, and then buy a matching outfit to go with it. So there is no doubt you are heavily incentivized to stick to a favorite and pull for every card that drops for them in order to unlock more features, or you end up wailing and get all the cards for everybody. For each of the boys, you level up their affinity. The higher your affinity level, the more interactions you unlock and the more spice to enjoy. You can gain affinity by leveling the cards, playing some mini games, answering their texts, or responding to their posts. I mean, don't even get me started on unlocking the ASMR stuff. That had me on the floor. I mean, some of the stuff is hella saucy, it's crazy.
Yes, I want it.
There's a feature in the game where you can purchase outfits for each of them, buy accessories, poses, and have a very customizable photo shoot mode where you can take aesthetically pleasing photos. This incentivizes people to be posting their favorite ones onto social media, again increasing the audience and increasing the reach of the game. Myths are the backbone for getting deep into the lore of these characters. They're essentially the character's story missions, and you unlock these by leveling up the 5-star solar pairs of the corresponding character. Every guy had a past life with the MC in a different time, so there's lots of interesting story things to piece together. Theory crafting lore and story is one of the biggest reasons why the Love and Deepspace community is so big online. The plot is quite deep and has complexities, so people love to speculate and put forward their thoughts and theories. So why has this gacha become so popular amongst women? Well, there's no doubt that women are far more likely to read fiction than men. They're also the ones more likely to engage in fandoms, and especially shipping culture, where investing into parasocial relationships, whether healthy or not, is very common, especially on social media. There's a reason why women dominate when it comes to consuming fanfics and spicy novels. We like to read between the lines and consume content that isn't for the male gaze that a lot of traditional media is catered for. The small visual cues, the way words are said, or how sentences are strung together can evoke far more of an emotional response in women than it typically does for men. There's a reason why romance is more popular amongst women. I don't think I need to do a whole psychological breakdown or analysis to say that to you all. Men tend to like direct and to the point stuff, while women tend to really appreciate the subtle details and the read between the lines type of language. And let's not forget, women tend to spend more time on social media than men, so that's probably why you're seeing an overwhelming amount of spicy boys on your timeline. Let's be real, women can be far more feral than men. We could say the most down bad stuff about male characters that some of you guys would never realize, but that kind of talk is usually done in private or behind anonymous Twitter accounts. Or people like me. Listen, I'm not making this video to try and shill or sell the game to you. That is up to you to decide. Nor is this a video telling you about how the game is supposed to be played and give you all the information about everything about it. This is simply to kind of explain why it's become so popular recently and why it's making so much money and how they've managed to successfully utilize the gacha system to the best of its ability. Like, I think we could say without a doubt Love and Deepspace is the peak of what a gacha is in essence, right? Making you want to pull for banners that have copious amounts of 5 stars at once and being successful is crazy. So they're clearly doing gacha right, and I can bet we're going to be seeing like copycats in the future, right? We're going to be seeing far more gachas kind of copying this banner model. So what I say to you, don't be ashamed. Go out there and goon your hearts out. Take this game, pick your favorites, and play to your heart's content. Don't feel ashamed, don't feel whatever, don't think twice about it. Just pick up the game and find your favorite man today. I promise you won't regret it. Along with the new Misty Invasion banner that has just launched, it is going to be a great time. And if you want to see it for yourself, come and join my Twitch. I will be live streaming my polls right now. So I will see you all soon. Goodbye, my gooners.